On Long Take, we had the opportunity to sit down with Angie Mead King for a wide-ranging conversation. She opens up about business, sustainability, and her relationship with Joey, including what it meant to come out in 2016 and grow through change together. Let's take a look at that interview. I've always wanted to sit down with you in a conversation because you seem to be a woman of many hats.
Too many.
You are a car racer. Of course, I got to know you there.
Yes.
From the racing scene. You are an entrepreneur,
Yes.
as we all know. And now you're a farmer.
I've actually been a farmer since 2016.
Tagal na.
Yeah, it's been, and even before our farm project, in our condo before, I used to have my own experiments. So I've always been into biology and science.
And parang, to be honest, we never expected an Angie to be a farmer. Because you seem so like lofty, parang, you know, the lifestyle and all. Pero what led you to?
I think it's because people don't realize, like we were talking, I grew up in Calaraya Lake. On the weekends, after school, Friday, my dad would drive us out and we'd spend the whole week in nature. That's why I grew in love with nature, because I grew up also there, diba? We were taught that, you know, when you leave nature, you take everything that you came with, don't leave a trace. So we were so used to cleaning up as we go. And then when he passed away, I inherited the farm. Well, it wasn't the farm yet, it was our family lake house. And then I decided to convert it to a farm. So the first step was, I was like, this is easy. I'll buy fruit trees, I'll get some bees, everything will be so easy. And 10 years later, we're still learning how to become a better farm, more efficient, and using different practices. Because in our farm, we do hydroponics, aeroponics, we do grow beds, we do vermiculture.
Galing, grabe.
I have the bees. At one point during the pandemic, I made a floating farm from bamboo raft and water hyacinth. So I took in so much knowledge from books, YouTube, and then experts, and then we started combining everything.
And you had the time. Perfect timing to do that during the pandemic.
We moved over to the farm. It was our retirement project, which got fast-tracked. And then after that, we're like, oh, okay pala to have full-time this life. So I thought actually we weren't going to come back now to the city. But, you know, things started calming down and we're now back to racing cars. But farming is my opposite life to the speed of racing.
It slows everything down, right?
Yes, and I can't force anything, right?
And
you know this.
Nga.
Diba? We implement something, it takes 60 to 90 days.
Yeah.
Like,
It's a test of patience.
Is it working?
But do you farm yourself? I mean,
Yes,
like,
of course.
you get your hands dirty, ikaw talaga nagtatanim.
With everything that I do, I'm hands-on. So you can ask me how to weld, how to make compost.
Galing.
How to, like, our first grow bed, I assembled it on my own. Because the staff, when you're dealing with older staff, they have resistance to change. And I was like,
The
you know
new
what?
cultures.
I'm going to do this on my own and show you this is going to work. Because before me, my dad had so many consultants. They did biodynamic farming, organic farming, and it was okay. It didn't really work. They weren't really wowed. But when I came in with science knowledge, and I have experts on speed dial from UP Los Baños, so we were able to show that even with our clay, we can grow things.
Clay?
So, the soil in Calaraya is called Louisiana clay. It is inert and acidic.
So it's not really
it's the
ideal.
worst for farming.
Kaya pala you have towers.
Exactly. So I got into the towers as a surefire backup way to grow vegetables for the business. But in between, we've always been learning how to soil farm. So we're always working on what they call amending the soil. You're making your own soil so that you can have nutritious fruits and vegetables. So we do all of that in my farm. So when I had a consultant come a few weeks ago, he was saying, like, you know, you're fighting nature here, right? I go, yeah, but, you know, we're showing people that you can farm anywhere. It's just the willpower to learn and make mistakes and learn from it again and execute.
So, yung all kinds of farming na binanggit mo kanina, all of that still exists within your farm? Or have you zoned in on one?
The floating farm, we started just planting grass for the livestock. So we don't farm per se anymore on that. But we were able to prove that we grew tomatoes, bell peppers, kangkong on that with zero maintenance. Because it's in the water, it's self-watering. Diba? It's like a self-wicking farm. We did that because it was from YouTube. I saw the Bangladesh farms and then the Mexico Chinampas, and they were doing that way back. And I was like, I want to try, right? Water hyacinth is a pest, and in Caliraya, it clogs the dam, so they are appreciative if we take it out of the water. So it's actually a big part of our compost because it's free substrate that we will pick up dry and compost. Put it to the grinder, compost
Galing.
it.
Nakakatulong pa kayo doon.
But in between, I have aquaponics, which is basically fish with a hydroponic setup. We have soil farming. We have 1,000 calamansi trees. And then,
Whoa!
And then, obviously, like we've also bought a bunch of other fruit trees. So because the bees need food source. So, and then in between, we recently put up like 70 grow beds where we can grow all the root crops naman, because root crops are very hard to grow in the soil also, and it hurts the back. That's why the grow bed's nice. It's about this high, and it's easier for us to access as farmers. So I try to always bring in technology to help my people do more farming stuff than maintenance stuff.
I understand what you mean when you say, being hands-on is really the best way, because you get to see things for yourself, how they work, how they don't work, and adjust right away. It's much like how it is in business, right? So how is, why the rebranding of Victoria Court to Hotel Ava? Because we know you as the Miss Victoria Court.
I used to market Victoria Court so strongly. It was a family heritage brand that I carried through motorsports, through sports, with sponsored teams. And it got to the point where me and my brother had marketing differences. I wanted to go a certain way, he wanted to go a different way. And it was a long discussion with my management team, because obviously they didn't want to give it up because it's such an iconic brand. You go abroad and an OFW sees the logo, they know exactly that's from Manila. So it got to the point where they finally got tired also of coordinating with the other group. So we were doing the brand study 2017, and we shelved it because we're like, we're not ready. Diba? It's hard to start up a new brand. During the pandemic, unlike most companies, I closed my business. I retired all my employees, and we were prepared to shut down for a year or so. Within 4 months, my staff was like, can we open up again? And I'm like, what if you guys get sick? And they're like, we'll sign a waiver that you're not responsible. So we opened the business at a 50% pay cut because there was no business, diba? Back then it was quarantine. There was quarantine hotels, and then basta government pwede, pero guest, like,
in short, magulo.
Yeah,
magulo yung ano.
So there is no market.
They were using hotels as a quarantine stay.
For flying into Manila, diba? 2-week quarantine in the hotel, 7 to 10 days, plus the test and all that. So we didn't know where we were headed. And by the time we were about to reopen, that's when my team was like, I think this is time. It's a great time for us to rebrand. So we pulled out that study and we looked at it. I called my brother. I go, I will give you the logo. Just pay for all my rebranding. So because he's kuya, I basically said, this is my cost to rebrand. Sa'yo na yung logo. I'll deal with the marketing later on how to get my new brand out into the market. But it wasn't just a rebrand of name. We changed the look. We changed the policies, how we treat our employees, how we take care of like coordinating with suppliers in terms of forcing them to use less plastic. So we tried to make sure
But
that
is this a hotel now? I mean,
it's still a garage drive-in motel. So we're still a motor home, right?
Yeah.
Motoring hotel, which means your car is underneath your room.
Yeah.
So it's actually, I think the design of a motel actually makes more sense than a hotel because as soon as you walk down your room, you're in your car. Diba? Not like a hotel, you have to go through the elevator, the lobby, and then go down to the basement. So as soon as you wake up, you get down, boom, you're in your car.
What did the study tell you?
Oh my God. The design team that we got, they were having the most difficult time to find, I guess, a substitute logo that would, a name that would live up to Victoria Court. It was very difficult. But we made it in such a way, I told the team, like, if we do all the right moves, marketing will follow us. So we started off with taking care of an employees, right? So we guaranteed 14-month pay, free healthcare, free food, free coffee, and then we have 6 months paid maternity leave, 3 months paid paternity leave, and then free employees meal for when you're working. So we also did the work from home thing. We still do it actually. Well, most companies took it out. So I believe in the work-life balance. So when we did all that, and then we changed the hotel to have all greenery. So if you look at the hotel, it has wall planters everywhere. So I carried that theme. We are solar also, and then we capture rainwater for all the watering.
Sustainability.
We sort of encompass everything, like everything that
so it's
is
purely
my
solar
extension.
or
No, it is
grid tie?
sharing.
I want to get your mind on EVs and hybrids.
Oh my God, my mind is not there at all.
I mean, are those really environmentally friendly? Did you study that?
Yes. It's always at the back of my mind. So if you plug your EV to your house and it's still on the grid, then you're still consuming.
Kasi coal pa rin yung source niya. So it depends talaga sa source.
If your house is off the grid and you're on solar with wind or hydro energy, then yes, tailpipe-wise, you're probably not emitting. But the problem with EVs is the battery life cycle. After 10 years, what happens to the lithium battery?
Yun din ang iniisip ko eh. I mean, you're gonna change your car.
A lot of the Chinese manufacturers say that they'll take the battery back. But no one really knows because the market's so new. And, for me, EV fires are the worst. If you ever seen an EV fire, no amount of fire trucks can put it out because it is a different chemical fire.
Really?
There hasn't been a technology to put out an EV fire. So I haven't seen any around the globe.
So you're not driving an EV?
Zero.
No EV in your collection of cars?
I have an EV mountain bike.
Okay. So what fire did you get caught in? Speaking of.
That the fire was November last year. It was very traumatic. It was a 90s car. It was a 98 Acura NSX. It was basically my epitome of my favorite JDM or Japanese domestic market car. But we got it from the US. I bought it from a friend. And I spent the whole year fixing it, like buying parts and getting the right things and waiting to order things. I picked it up literally like 24 hours before it burned. It was in break-in kilometers. And I was literally vlogging it because I enjoyed, I waited 1 year to build this car. I wanted to share the experience. Because it was such a triumph to finally get it out of the car shop. And it was running. And literally, like, I came from another project and I exited Cavitex, got on South Luzon Expressway. And within 10 minutes, a truck was honking at me. And I looked at my rearview mirror, boom, fire.
Wow.
And, the funny part is I was basically vlogging the whole thing. I didn't obviously think I was going to catch on fire.
And you were so calm.
But I captured the whole event. And everyone's like, I got messages on my YouTube like, is this scripted? Like, because I look so calm, right? So
but maybe as a racer, you kind of know what to do already, right?
I've never been...
because of that?
In the racetrack, I almost burned one of my Porsches before. but thank God, 5 fire extinguishers put it out. So I have experienced the fire, but it has been put out. I haven't experienced losing a car to a fire. So that was a different feeling, just to literally watch your project go
Which
up
is
in
which is
flames.
this one.
Yes.
Where did it go wrong?
We don't know, right? So I'd send it to a reputable car shop. I get hate online. People think that I assembled the mechanical side. And it's like, no, I actually sent it to someone else because it was out of my scope. So the US friends that I have think that it is fuel. A fuel line popped and it sprayed the headers and the car caught fire. So super like, but
Where
yeah.
is the car now? Total.
It is, well, I haven't announced it, but we put it in a container and we're sending it off to get repaired in the US. So
So you're still working on it.
it's been like, I delayed the whole thing because I didn't want to face face the problem, but we finally got around to doing it, which was actually the worst timing because containers now to the US is so expensive because no one wants their containers stuck in the port because of all this tariff things with the US. So, but it is on the way. I haven't had an update if it's landed yet.
And how much did you spend on that car?
A lot, a lot. The base car, my friend sold it to me about 10 and a half. And then the parts were another 5.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So it's sad. It's sad because there was no also liability from the people who assembled the car. So it was one of those like, ay, sorry na lang. I was like, oh, okay.
And you have nothing to go by.
I don't
no
know nga.
paperwork.
I don't know
no.
why.
Di mo nilang hinabol.
It's kind of obvious that there was accountability, right? But
Yeah.
I'm not the type to make habol because, if it's going to cause a mess in the industry, it's like, you know what?
Yeah.
If you guys don't want to own up, then I can't do anything. I can't, because that would mean me suing them, and you know how court cases take forever. So
That's correct.
it's another waste of energy.
How do you balance all of these ventures? Like, it's a lot, and you're hands-on with
Yes.
these businesses. How do you take care of each one? And these are like different fields, like hospitality, there's
Yes.
farming, as you mentioned, there's also car customization.
So for Hotel Ava, I have a great team. We have a great management team. I have a great COO, and he 95% of the time knows my decision. So he makes them for me, and he just FYIs me. So operational wise with the hotel, I help with marketing, strategies, budgets, and the F&B. Because cooking is also one of my pastimes that I really love to eat and cook. So I don't do any more operational work, but we help design rooms also because I know material sciences, like we do composite stuff. I've been getting into 3D printing. So even that, I've been racking my brain to learn how to design in 3D, and it's a whole
3D
different...
printing of what exactly?
For now, it's 3D printing car parts, but we're going to get to that stage where we can 3D print accessories for the hotel. So if we have the Star Wars room, we have a droid, we can 3D print that now. So we're getting to the stage where 3D printing allows us to basically make anything from scratch.
I was reading through your profile, and I saw at a particular point in your life, 2016.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Was the time when you came out as Angie
Yes.
from Ian, right?
Yes.
But it happened in a weird way. It was through Facebook that
Online.
it came out.
Yeah, no.
What happened there? I mean,
So my father had passed away July 5, 2015. And I was already sort of on hormones. So I was already planning to come out. My dad knew I was planning to come out. And it got to the point where I had a second Instagram account under Angie Mead, but it was locked, right? Private account. So it got to the point where my phones, because I wasn't friends with my social media wasn't connected to Ian King, right? I don't know what happened, but I saved the screenshot where it said to notify it notified all my friends saying like your friend Ian King is on Instagram and then Angie Mead, like something like that.
And then may picture na.
No, I just had
Wala.
that notification.
Oo, tapos?
It got a few clicks. People would screenshot, zoom in, and then it went on chat groups and then all this. And then it got to the point where my cousins and my friends who knew were all sending me photos.
Kasi may hinala na nun?
Yeah,
I mean, were you...
Well, so my friends knew early on.
Okay.
2007, I told my friends. 2009, I told my parents and my closer like stepmoms and relatives. And it still took that long for me to come out. But it was when 2013 when my dad got super sick. We almost lost him in Europe. And I realized like life's so short. I don't want to live like this. I want to be me. And that's when, it became our hardest moments with Joey because it was a challenging of societal norms and gender identities and roles. So it was a trying like 4 years, 3 years, 4 years for us before things became like, oh, nothing's wrong. Like everything's back to normal in a way where
How does that work? I mean, like your relationship.
Oh my God! So
and-
we were ready to call it off because we were getting toxic to each other. She wasn't getting what she wanted. I wasn't getting what I wanted, and it got to the point after she had her own consultations. I had my own consultations, and we got to the understanding. Like, I told her, transition isn't overnight. If you wake up in the morning, you like what you see, then you still love me. So let's roll with that. So we brought it down to the daily basis of like,
But you were so sure you didn't want to break up.
I was sure that I wanted to stay with her because me and Joy's conversations always like I can't beat this conversation, our communication skills with each other of like how we hear each other and understand each other, we're always in sync. So we knew that about our relationship because
It's difficult to find that with
even
anyone,
on our
just
first
anyone.
date, like before we had dinner, we were like 3 hours in conversation.
Wow.
Like we hadn't eaten anything and we're just drinking wine and you're just chatting and chatting. I'm like, this has never happened to me on the first date where there's that awkwardness and dead air. We never had dead air, like zero dead air. And we're just chatting and chatting. I'm like, this is great.
What is your advice for entrepreneurs who want to build something successful, an empire, business, something that would do so much good, but they're not sure where to go amidst all of the possibilities?
Excuse me. Like that's like I could go on, right, about advice, but I guess I would break it down to do something that you don't mind doing day in and day out and get really good at it. Right? There's a lot of like follow your passion, but sometimes passion doesn't pay. But if there's something that you don't mind doing daily and you see yourself excelling in that by sheer amount of work hours you're putting in, then just get good at that so that you have a life skill. You have a life skill that you can lean on. And right, if you're nowadays it's hard to be an editor because AI is taking over. But the nice thing with like life skills like farming, there's no way AI can take over that because it needs the human input to see what is wrong, right? AI will troubleshoot possibly, but it still needs the human to.
In China, they're using drones.
It's yes, if you're using chemical fertilizers,
yeah.
right? But the way we're doing it, the organic way of composting, deciding like, oh, this needs more carbon, this needs more nitrogen, that is human input, right? I don't think the robots are going to come and replace that yet. But and yeah, like just because people tell you to not do something, don't listen to that. Listen to your inner voice of like, if you really want something really bad, like keep at it, because failure is only failure when you give up.
That's it for now. Watch the full interview with Angie Mead King on Long Take. That's coming right up here on One News.